Welcome to A Better HR Business, the podcast that looks at how HR consultants and HR tech firms grow their businesses and how they help their employers to get the best out of their people. Remember, for show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Okay, let's get started.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Thanks very much for joining me. Really looking forward to my chat today with my friend Chen, Geffen, Shalev. Now, Chen is based normally in Israel, but she is currently sunning herself in where? Dubai, is that right?
Yes, correct, Ben. I'm so happy to be with you here. And yeah, we are just on vacation. We went to Dubai for a family vacation. It's absolutely amazing. And tomorrow we are flying back home to Israel.
Beautiful. I'm very jealous. Very jealous. Yeah. So for context, do you want to maybe just start by giving us a little bit about your background? I mentioned you're from Israel, you live in Israel, but do you want to give us your background and then we can sort of move into your very cool business, CommReady?
Okay. So I'm the founder of CommReady app. I'm a mother of two. And I just thought about this idea after we were in relocation. And I took a negotiation and dispute resolution course at Harvard, and it basically changed my life. It helped me to deal with a personal situation in my own life, and while using the negotiation practices. So from there I started a journey, and I wanted to make a tool which will be accessible to as many people as possible, to help people deal with difficult situations where face-to-face interaction is involved. For example, if they avoid difficult conversation. And I just started this quest to make this dream into a reality. And I just became an entrepreneur. I had the opportunity to do this switch, which from my biotechnology engineering profession. And this is how it started.
I love it. I love it. So it sounds like an amazing course that you did there at Harvard. How do you take that from an in-person course where you're sitting there, you're learning, you're debating things? What went in your mind to say, I could do this in an online way? Because that's quite a big jump, right? How do you make that jump?
Well, that's a good question. First of all, I wasn't aware of how much work it is. So I thought, why not give it a try? And I guess I'm like, in my personality, I like to initiate ideas. So and the idea was that I saw that like the basics, the core of the theory of negotiation is pretty much simple. Then again, I have to say, you have to practice. It's not something, it's like going to the gym, but you know what to do, but still you need to practice in order to be in shape. So, but I thought, why not give it a try? And it wasn't easy at first. I started with a website, and then I figured out that it's not enough. It's not a good product. And now we have like a chatbot, which is live in the stores. So it gives you like a 10-minute preparation. And I will talk more about it, but that was how it started.
It's around the communication style. So any difficult conversation, it helps you prepare for that difficult conversation. What, with prompts or questions? How does it go about doing that?
So there is you have a conversation with a bot. Some people may think that, why why not a real person, but actually our audience are young people. We can say the Gen Zers, the people who are digital natives, and even often they prefer to chat with a bot instead of having a real interaction and open their heart and tell about their issues and difficulties. If we are talking about the field of employment, so I can give you examples that from researchers, like around 40% of the Gen Zers, the young people, they will probably leave their current job instead of taking action and speak with their boss about their employment issues, about their salary or issue with their coworkers. So we are talking about so many conversations that will never happen.
That's a huge thing. I got to pause you there because I talk to a lot of employers and companies in the HR space, and that's one of the big 2 or 3 issues is turnover. It's hard to find and hire the right people, but when they've got people, they're leaving. And in fact, I was talking to a CHRO just yesterday, and she was saying how they hire people, they then train their people for 7 weeks, and they pay them X amount of dollars per week. And so you can multiply out the training weeks by the rate of pay because they're not producing anything in that, plus the number of people going through the training. And then they may well leave due to the high turnover rates, which they're trying to fix. So that's a huge amount of money, just straight up cash that's going out the business. So when you say that, I think you said 40% of Gen Zers or Gen Zers, in my case, leaving their job without having that conversation with their boss, anything to avoid a conversation, that's where CommReady steps in. Is that right?
Yes, correct. It's really a tool, an accessible tool, because it's in your back pocket, and it allows you to do like a dry run and mental stimulation and prepare for that future conversations. Also for decision making, like to consider the pros and cons. And even, if you decide not to have the conversation at the end, it's not because you avoid to deal with the problem. It's because you actually considered everything and decided, okay, maybe it's not a good thing that I should do. So we have several simulations. So for example, if our customers, they would like to practice, they don't have at that specific moment something specific, but they would like to build their mental resilience. So we have case studies. We have like the section of the simulations and going deeper into negotiation issues. For example, what is deepest interest, to find a plan B. What is a plan B? There's also a plan C, there's also a plan D, and also regarding empathy, to think about the other person. And in and also we have a section of tips, like insights of our community.
Oh, okay.
If I go back again to the preparation of the conversation, we call it pre-con, which is a shortcut. So inside there's also a simulation part. So it goes like the bot says, okay, I will be you, and Chen, I will have to be the other person. So it basically forces me to be in the shoes of the other, of my counterpart.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's pretty new, and it's just it's amazing, like the effect. And I'm talking about just a chat of like 10 minutes, And then people start to realize, okay, that I think I understand them a little better.
I think that's so clever. I mean, admittedly, the devious part in me thinks maybe I could program the system just to respond with Ben. You're absolutely right. That's such a clever idea, Ben. Thank you. But that's not the reality, is it? So I like that. That puts you into the other person's shoes, because I did want to clarify with you and ask you, what are some examples of the kinds of difficult conversations that people might avoid? And one of them might simply be, I want to go on a training course and I want to ask my boss, but I'm scared because it's $2,000 to go to a conference, to Unleash HR conference, let's say. You could kind of role model that, and you would need to think through what your boss might say. Well, what's the justification? Why should you go? Why should not someone else in the team go? How do we cover your role? All these kinds of things. It's very helpful to sort of role play or prepare for these kinds of conversations. So what other kinds of conversations or difficult things could people work on?
Yeah, so your example was very good. We interviewed many women who came back after maternity leave, and they had to figure out how to return to work, and if someone else replaced them, how to get other assignments, or maybe go back to their old assignments and still like achieving career milestones. So we are talking, first of all, even to of the part of prioritizing. What do I want? What do I need? And what do I do in case if I don't get what I want? So this can be one example many women deal with. Also, another, we really done a lot of research, consider women at work. So asking for a raise, many women think that like my job should speak.
They should just give it to me anyway. If I'm doing the right job, I should be paid as accordingly.
Yeah, but it's not the way it works.
No.
That's the truth. And also another issues that many women just told us, like I want people to think nice things about me. We cannot control what other people think or feel, and the CommReady app, when it comes to this, it puts like a mirror in front of the face. Maybe we know stuff, but we need someone else really to reflect it to us. So in this example of the woman, if she will ask for a raise or not, people may always think about her as something. So it's really hard to live and work just by thinking what others will say about me. And I'm talking from my own experience. It's really hard.
I always think of when people leave their jobs, when they resign. I don't know about you, but whenever I left a job in the past, I'd be scared to tell my boss, I love my boss or I love the job but I'm moving on. And I was nervous to tell them I'm going. And then they went, oh, that's great. Let's keep in touch, all that sort of stuff. Or what? But you always think the worst, or perhaps even asking for the raise, people might expect this is going to be a terrible conversation. Sometimes they might just say, do you know what? We've been meaning to do that. Thank you for raising it.
And just for what you just said, like this is a good example of how the bot can normalize things. So in many difficult situations, sometimes just asking you, okay, Ben, what's the worst thing that can happen? And just by asking that, okay, something you get some proportion.
The worst, they may say no.
So really the chatbot helps the customer to help himself or herself. So we are not giving the answers, okay? And
that's clear, yeah. I'm curious, how do you position your business in the market? Because it can cover so much. There are so many conversations. Like, do you teach people how to complain in a restaurant if they get the wrong food, or is it in the workplace, or is it for women returning to the workforce? Are there any particular focuses, or how do you position it?
We position it as a virtual friend that it's handy, like in the case that you cannot share things with your best friend, and I'm talking about a real burden, not in a restaurant, but something, sometimes it's hard even to verbalize what's going on. So just putting the problem into words, like the writing as a therapeutic effect. And so we position the app before a psychologist, before going to a family member or a best friend. But also I would like to mention, please share with the people that surrounds you. It's good to let things out. It's good to vent. I will take this opportunity to for a tip to people. Please share your difficulties. It's better than just to keep it inside. But still, for those moments, this tool can give you a boost of confidence.
Yeah. And, you say that at just the right time, because in the last week or so, there's been a survey or report released. I think it was saying something like 98% of HR people feel under stress, under huge pressure because of coronavirus, and firing people, now trying to rehire them back because the economy comes back again. And there's just so much happening, and they're under such huge stress. For HR people listening to this particular podcast, I think there's a great need for them to share their burden and tell others. So yeah, I think that's great that you mentioned that.
Yes. Also, if we are talking really about the pandemic situation, so many people started to work like hybrid or just to work from home. And I would like to refer to the fact that, maybe we are more like we save time on traffic, and we are more efficient from this point of view. But we now see less people. We sit less with people for a coffee after the weekend and talk about our day-to-day other issues. So I believe now people are more lonely. This app can also help, even also for the venting, and even just like to tell you, okay, maybe go do something for yourself. Don't ignore the signals.
That's good advice. As for CommReady itself, what are you doing to attract new people to the platform? And what's your advice when it comes to growing a successful HR-related business?
So we work in two channels. So one is the B2C that every person can download the app from the stores and use it. And we also work with organizations because we have a core value that we would like people to get and practice on, like the basics of how to prepare for a conversation. And on that, we can add customized content. I would say my advice is to have like the basic package, because when we go to our clients, like the organizations, and we ask them, what do you want? Sometimes it's hard for them to let us know what they want. And it's quite a challenge, but if I go to them and tell them, okay, this is what I have, this is like the the basic package and you can build on it. So we have a starting point. So I would say this is my advice.
Yeah. I think, was it Henry Ford? I think he said, you shouldn't always ask customers, because if I'd asked my customers what they wanted before I invented the car, they would have told me that they just wanted faster horses or something like that.
Correct.
So, yeah, it helps having that basic foundation first. Yeah. Any other thoughts on terms of growing or acquiring more customers or growing a better HR related business?
As you said, for the HR people, also take care of yourselves. So really you have to deal with like all these ongoing changes, but don't forget yourselves. I also have like a general tip that once you get prepared for the conversation and you think, okay, I'm done, I'm prepared, don't go and jump on the other person. You need to figure out the right place and time to deliver your message. And also, sometimes you need to improvise. We cannot teach people how to improvise, but the fact that they are aware of that, okay, maybe I will have to improvise, it already helps.
Yeah, I think they're excellent points. And I'm thinking back on my own career in the HR side of things. There's probably very little training and support and coaching on these types of things. There's a lot of coaching, training courses on other stuff, skills specific things, software, processes, all that kind of stuff, but very little in terms of how to prepare for conversations, how to manage that, even how to schedule it and where to host it and how to raise it, all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it's really powerful that you're suggesting that. That kind of feeds me into the question of, what do you think the future holds for HR and the world of work, and what should people do about it?
Well, so I'm
easy question, nice small one.
I'm going back to the Gen Zers, like the young people that are going to be the major force.
Yep.
So their best friend is their smartphone. Yeah. So we cannot ignore this anymore. We need to find like creative ways and interactive for to solve things like interactively, and do it in the way that they will it will be easy for them, because like we are the older generation, we might look at things and think, okay, we're seeing here like communication difficulties, but it's not necessarily the issue. It's just like a different communication. Maybe we are the ones who need to adjust. So as long as I would say people, we think about the other side win, their win will naturally follows. I'm not sure I answered to the point.
No, you're right. That is a big thing. And also we talk about Generation Z, or the next generation coming through, and it's all technology. But I think to my own situation, and maybe many listeners too, whereby I check my phone a lot. And I'm, whether it's that red dot of, is there a new notification or a new message on WhatsApp or whatever. I mean, I'm not Gen Z, how I wish I could be still Gen Z, but I'm not. So I don't think it's just them. And yes, things like dating has moved online. So it's all connections and chat first. But in every other field, there's so much online, and even work-based stuff, and Microsoft Teams and Slack and all these different things, they're all online, sitting on your phone now. So I don't see why training and support around conversations and preparing for difficult conversations cannot be moved online as well. So I agree.
And also like thinking more about the HR role. So still to for the organization's culture to like to make really social events, like even, I don't know, it can be for the holidays, but not necessarily, because there are people who started new jobs without meeting their colleagues in person or visiting the offices even once.
Yeah.
So so it seems okay. It seems that everything is working, but one more extra text message instead of a phone call or a face-to-face discussion can really escalate the misunderstanding.
Yeah, you're right. I was just talking to a friend recently, and they're terrified of having to wear long trousers again after wearing shorts, this whole coronavirus lockdown. So whether it be in the stakes of fashion or communication, I think people are having to readjust. So it's an excellent tool and process. If people want to learn more about CommReady, what should they do?
Well, we have our website, and we also published several articles on Medium. And of course, they can just try the app on the App Store and the Google Store, Play Store. So really, please practice on it.
So it's commready.com,
Yes.
is it? Okay. So commready.com, and then CommReady in the Apple App Store and in the Google Play Store. Excellent. Well, Chen, thank you very much for sharing your story and your advice. And I wish you all the best for CommReady. It's an amazing tool. And I wish you all the best for it.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thanks for joining us today on A Better HR Business, the podcast that explores the world of HR consulting and HR tech businesses. For show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Remember to subscribe and share the show with any friends who are busy growing a HR business. Thanks, and see you next time.